If you've ever thought the royal family couldn't possibly get any more dramatic, buckle up, because this latest bombshell might just change your mind. Imagine a live moment so jaw-dropping that the internet can't stop replaying it. Prince William, the usually composed and measured future king, standing tall and unflinching, dropping documents like grenades. The target? Meghan Markle. And the revelation? That she had, at one point, planned to walk away from Prince Harry in pursuit of a deal with a Hollywood star. Yes, you read that right. But before we continue, please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell for more updates. Now, before you picture William as some courtroom lawyer slamming down evidence in front of gasping crowds, let's paint the scene the way it truly resonates. Because this wasn't just about gossip. This was about trust, betrayal, and the raw cracks forming in the fairy tale many once believed in. When William spoke, the air reportedly shifted. The calm exterior he usually wears gave way to something firmer, sharper. He wasn't speaking as the brother who stood beside Harry on his wedding day. He wasn't speaking as the man who has spent years deflecting scandal after scandal to keep the monarchy steady. This time, William was speaking as a brother pushed too far, as someone holding on to evidence that couldn't be ignored any longer. And then it happened. He revealed the alleged emails and documents, showing Meghan had entertained a shocking plan, one that suggested she was willing to leave Harry behind for the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Imagine the sound of silence in that moment. Eyes widened, whispers erupted, and the world collectively leaned closer to their screens. Now let's pause, because whether you're Team Meghan or Team William, one thing is clear. This story hits at something bigger than royal drama. It taps into a question many of us wrestle with in our own lives. What do we do when loyalty collides with ambition? Meghan has long been painted as someone who wanted the crown, the spotlight, the storybook ending. But if these revelations are true, does it mean ambition clouded love? Think about your own life for a second. Have you ever had a moment where chasing a dream risked hurting someone you cared about? Maybe it wasn't as dramatic as swapping a prince for a Hollywood actor, but the dilemma of loyalty versus personal gain is a crossroads most of us face at some point. And that's why this moment with William's revelation doesn't just feel like gossip. It feels like a mirror. But let's get back to Meghan. Reports say she was visibly shaken, even brought to tears, when William dropped the bombshell. Tears, after all, tell a story words can't. Were they tears of anger at being exposed? Tears of regret for what might have been? Or perhaps tears of frustration, knowing that once again, her name would be dragged across tabloids worldwide? Whatever the reason, those tears became part of the spectacle. And here's the thing. Tears in the royal family are rarely just personal. They become symbolic, fueling narratives about truth, betrayal, and the ever-growing rift between the two brothers who were once inseparable. Of course, the internet had its own field day. Memes, hashtags, endless debates. Suddenly, William wasn't just the reserved royal. He was the brother who snapped, the man who destroyed Meghan Live. And people couldn't get enough of it. But underneath the trending hashtags is a deeper conversation. What does this mean for Harry? Because let's not forget, at the center of all this isn't just William or Meghan. It's Harry, the boy who once followed his big brother everywhere, who shared laughter and loss with him, who walked side by side with him behind their mother's coffin. How does a man reconcile when the two people he loves most are at war with each other? Does he side with Meghan, the woman he built his life with? Or does he, in the quiet of night, replay William's words and wonder if he ignored warning signs too long? Here's where it gets even more human. Every family has that moment. Maybe not splashed across global headlines, but a moment where secrets come out, where trust cracks, where loyalty is tested. It might be around a dinner table, in a heated text exchange, or whispered in the car on the way home. And when it happens, we're left with choices. Do we forgive? Do we confront? Or do we walk away? William's revelations force us to think about those choices in our own lives. Because while we may not be royals with the world watching, the emotions are the same. Hurt is hurt. Betrayal is betrayal. And the question of whether love can survive the weight of ambition is one that touches us all. So where does this leave Meghan? For her, the story isn't over, it never really is. She'll have her turn to respond, to explain, to defend. Maybe she'll deny, maybe she'll reframe, maybe she'll tell her truth. But no matter what comes next, the image of William holding those documents, exposing what he believed to be undeniable proof, will linger. It's a moment that doesn't just fade. It becomes a chapter. And where does this leave us? The audience, the readers, the watchers of this never-ending royal drama. Maybe it leaves us curious. Maybe it leaves us skeptical. Or maybe it leaves us reflecting on our own stories of loyalty, ambition, and the cost of secrets. At the end of the day, this isn't just about William destroying Meghan Live. It's about the universal truth that trust, once broken, is hard to mend. It's about the fact that even in the most gilded castles, hearts can shatter just like ours. So, what do you think? Is William right to expose Meghan? Was Meghan wrong for even entertaining the idea of leaving Harry? Or is the truth, as it so often is, somewhere in the messy middle?